After a Cape Cod washout yesterday wiped away 5 games of action, the CCBL is back in action right here at Stony Brook Field as the Harwich Mariners look to make it 2 in a row as they take on the Brewster Whitecaps here on the 4th of July. Hello everybody, happy Independence Day. Alongside Tim Foley, I'm Colin Casey. Tim, it's great to be back in action after yesterday's game canceled due to weather between these two teams. Not the perfect 4th of July forecast today, but good enough, and certainly seems good enough for this crowd we have here in Brewster.
Hey, any 4th of July where we can have Cape Cod baseball being played is any 4th of July I'll take. It's been a bit overcast, but certainly glad to see that we're back in action after having yesterday washed out, as mentioned.
So the Mariners look to add on to what happened 2 nights ago, and that was a big 10-3 victory in 8 innings over the Katuitt Kettleers. They're trying to get that same success they've had against the West this season, Tim, against the East, but it just hasn't happened yet. Just 1 win in 5 games coming against Chatham, 0-2 against Orleans, 0-2 against the YD Red Sox, but it's a fresh opponent. They got the Whitecaps for the first time this season. What are you looking forward to in order for the Harwich Mariners to kind of get off the schneid when it comes to facing Eastern teams?
Well, for Harwich, I mean, you're getting a lot of good reps, and of course, they just happen to be going against these West teams where they're putting up these big offensive spots. But it's about finally being able to put it together offensively and keeping it together defensively, like you have this season, at least on the mound, and finally getting some points against another Eastern Division opponent. I mean, it's still a tight race to open up the season. You can't expect it to stay that way all season long. So pick up wins when you're going to be able to. Couldn't do it last night against Brewster, but of course, the home and home. We're here now in Stony Brook, and it's a big chance for the Mariners to keep pace in this Eastern Conference.
It's not going to be an easy one for Harwich, as they will be opposite Harrison Rutkowski, the left-hander who was outstanding in his first start out of Rutgers. 6 innings. He struck out 9 batters while allowing just 2 hits, surrendered just 1 walk over that 6-inning start.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing you got to do is just get on a guy early. He clearly had a deep showing his last time out, struck out a lot of guys, make a lot of guys look foolish, so don't let him do that to you early. Have good at-bats. Don't be overly aggressive in pursuing the ball, but, you know, find your pitch and swing at it and get this guy off balance early.
Ben Malgieri out of Northeastern digs in. He is the leadoff hitter for the Mariners in what's been a overcast, on and off, rainy day so far here on July 4th. Malgieri digs in, a right-handed hitting center fielder, leading things off. First pitch from Rutkowski is a fastball swung on and fouled, glancing off the mask of catcher Curtis Byrne.
And, you know, that's good for Malgieri going after something he saw early. Had a pretty good pitch in the zone, thought he could have gotten a piece of it.
Malgieri off to a strong start, 286 on the Young Cape season with 1 home run as he swings and fouls one back into the protective netting. The count now 0-2.
Yeah, going after both pitches so far. Rutkowski, I mean, as mentioned, 9 strikeouts. He clearly likes to go after guys, and doing so here.
Rutkowski looking to pick up his first strikeout early. 0-2 is a fastball that misses up and away. Wonder if he's having a little bit of trouble gripping the ball, as it has been a persistent miss that we've been in, at least for the last hour.
It has been. I mean, it was a little more rainy earlier in the day, but definitely still misty, nothing drying off per se. And I get what he's going for on the pitch there. You get him to go after 2 fastballs in a row, and perhaps he's trying to stick with the fastball. So then you give it to him up high and hope that he's going to miss it. But, of course, you throw it that high and goes over the catcher, and no batter is going to bite on that.
Curtis Byrne actually going to get himself a new catcher's mitt. I think that foul ball might have damaged the webbing, so he goes and grabs one, jogging now back to his spot behind the plate.
Yeah, just caught his webbing and ripped it back.
So Malgieri digs back into the box, awaiting a 1-2 pitch from the left-hander Rutkowski. Working from the windup, he deals. Fastball swung on and fouled off to the right onto the roof just behind us.
It's been a lot of velocity to open up this at-bat. I'd be interested to see what Rutkowski offers here, if a changeup.
Another 1-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Rutkowski with the fastball up and away gets Malgieri swinging for out number 1. Let's take a look at the rest of the Harwich Mariners lineup as Tatum Levins, the catcher, comes in batting second. He had 4 RBIs a couple nights ago. Brock Wilkin bats third, playing third. Jordan Beck, the right fielder, cleanup. Carter Putz, the DH, will bat 5th. Cade Beloso over at first base bats 6th. Josh Hood in left field batting 7th. Max Codier at second bats 8th. And rounding out the order is Hal Hughes over at short. First pitch to Tatum Levens is a fastball in the outside corner for a called strike.
And man, he is keeping it hot. I mean, that was a really nice pitch to finish the at-bat with Malgeri, and again right after it here with Levens.
0-1, Levens half-heartedly swings at a breaking ball in the dirt. 0-2, Levens, of course, with a big swing 2 nights ago, a 3-run bomb that helped the Mariners win 10-3 against Katuitt, snapping a 3-game winless streak. The 0-2. Fastball rolled over. Rutkowski on the right side of the infield. Going to have to rush it. The throw is in time for the out. Score that one a 1-3 put out. Levens is retired. 2 up, 2 down for the Whitecaps in the top of the first.
Yeah, good efficient start here. I mean, a nice strikeout to get Malgeri, and then a nice pitch sequence to get Levens to ground something right towards the pitcher. And now you have a guy in Wilkin coming up who he's had some success this season, but now here with 2 outs. And you know, the Mariners have had success on a 2-out spot before. And, you know, if you want to have success on a 2-out spot, then Wilkin's the guy to do it.
Wilkin coming in, hitting .333s, 13 for 39 on the season. And the dynamic freshman out of Wake Forest takes a strike on the outside corner. He'll be a rising sophomore. For the Demon Deacons, broke the freshman home run record, hitting 17. His first year down in North Carolina. The 0-1 skipped in the dirt. Let's take a look at the Brewster defense. Out in left field, it's Dylan Carter. Center fielder Colin Davis. Right fielder Nick Biddison. At third is Cooper Weiss. Zach Nato at short. Sean Goosenberg at second. Jake Thompson at first. As I mentioned before, Curtis Byrne doing the catching for Harrison Rutkowski. The 1-1 fastball lined and caught just before it hit the dirt over at short. That is Zach Neto making the catch. And the inning is over. So the Harwich Mariners go down in order to begin the ball game. Brewster Whitecaps coming to the plate next. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. We head to the home half of the first inning from Stony Brook Field in Brewster, Massachusetts. The Whitecaps and Mariners scoreless thus far, as getting the start for this game is going to be Tim Manning. Manning, who made his first start at Falmouth, coming in with 4 innings of work so far on the Cape League season. He gave up 2 earned, 4 hits, didn't walk anyone, and struck out 2. So, Tim, I think the goal for Manning in this one is to try to get to that 5-inning mark. And all things considered, his first outing not too bad, but again, longevity really important if he wants to give the Mariners a chance to win here on this 4th of July.
Yeah, longevity, that's one of the things that if you could critique the Mariners' starting pitching staff in any kind of way, it would probably be longevity. I mean, I think for the most part, we've seen outings of 4 innings or less. Sinacola's gone 5 innings a few times. Same with Shawver's gone 6 twice, but those guys are gone. Those are your top 2 guys, so you're going to have to look to the rest of this rotation to have lengthy appearances.
First pitch from the left-hander Manning is popped up right side into foul territory, and it will make its way out of play. Let's take a look at the Whitecaps lineup. That is Nick Biddison out of Virginia Tech, the right fielder batting leadoff. Colin Davis, a center fielder from Wofford, bats second. Campbell's Zach Neto, who made the final play in that top half of the inning, at short batting third. Jake Thompson, the first baseman from Oklahoma State, bats cleanup. Sean Gusenberg out of Northwestern plays second and bats fifth. Will Simpson, the DH from Washington, bats sixth. Dylan Carter, the left fielder out of Texas Tech, seventh. Curtis Byrne, the catcher, eighth, as that pitch misses away out of TCU. And Cooper Weiss from Coastal Carolina plays third and bats ninth. The 1-1 pitch from Manning, and he skips that one in the dirt. Manning, the University of Florida, the Gator. Working quickly as he shakes off his catcher, Tatum Levins. He nods and comes home. 2-1 is lined out towards left field, but it will hang up in time as Josh Hood, stumbling, but he makes the catch out in left field for the first out.
Yeah, it was just dropping down short of him in left, but nice job charging in and squaring that one up. Made a little roll, made it look nice, and one out here in the first.
So that will bring up Colin Davis from Wofford. Right-handed hitting center fielder Davis comes in hitting .375, 12 for 32 on the season, so he's off to a hot start. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He's also walked more than he struck out, 8 walks and 6 strikeouts. First pitch, breaking ball, catches the outside corner for Manning, 0-1.
And it's good he's ahead in the count here, 0-1, because like you just mentioned, more walks than strikeouts. It's tough against a patient batter like that because he's going to lay off a lot of pitches. So try and pick those corners if you can.
0-1, skipped in the dirt, knocked down by Levins, who asked for a new ball. Mariners wearing their road navy blues with red writing and gray pants. Brewster wearing their home whites with the teal Whitecaps across the chest and teal sleeves, as a big swing by Davis and he fouls it off his ankle. He hobbles away from the batter's box. Count now 1-2.
Yeah, that one's going to sting, even if you have all that protection. Looks like it got him on that inside ankle pad that he's got, but even then, it's going to sting. He's coming off the bat hot.
These were the two teams that battled it out for that last playoff spot in 2019. Mariners ultimately coming away with it. Brewster sent home early, and we all know how important that spot was for Harwich because they went on to make it all the way to the Cape Cod Championship Series, representing the Eastern Division before ultimately falling to the Cotuit Kettleers in 2 games. The 1-2 from Manning. Breaking ball just misses below the knees. No, they rung him up. That was a very delayed strike 3, and Davis can't believe it. Levins was confused because he thought it was called a ball and then throws it down to third. Davis is just beside himself as he walks away from the box. First strikeout of the game for Tim Manning and second out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a late call. Next thing I know, the umpire is just making the call, punching him out. And so, fortunate break for Manning. He was able to get a called strikeout.
So in steps Zach Neto, shortstop out of Campbell University. And the first pitch is hit on the ground towards short. Hal Hughes comes up with it cleanly. The throw on to first is in time, so the Mariners answer with a 1-2-3 inning of their own. After one full, we are scoreless from Stony Brook Field. You're listening to Harwich Mariners Baseball on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the second. No score from Brewster as the Whitecaps playing host to the visiting Harwich Mariners. Harwich looking to get something going in this second inning. Colin Casey alongside Tim Foley. And Tim, I know we mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, but all things considered, not the best weather. A Sunday of 4th of July weekend, albeit it is Independence Day. A really good crowd on hand to watch these two teams battle it out.
Really is. I mean, the bleachers over behind home on both the third and first base sides rather packed, although we do make up a subset of that population. And then you see the hills as well in the outfield as well as behind the bleachers here on the first base side, each lined, third base side lined, and so really great to see that the team came down, or the fans came down to catch some college baseball.
Rutkowski back out for Brewster. His first pitch of the inning to Jordan Beck is swung on and fouled off to the right. Beck, one of the recent arrivals, playing in just his third game with Harwich. 1 for 6 thus far. He's drawn a couple of walks as well, but he has struck out 3 times in 6 ABs. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled off again to the right. That one will make its way out of play once more.
Yeah, not finding any of that instant success that Putz and Preisner each found through their first few games in a Mariners uniform. But granted, like, that is very instantaneous success, and that's a lot to ask for. So Beck trying to put something together today.
0-2 misses down and in. So 1-2 count now for the Tennessee Volunteer, sporting some orange and gray batting gloves of his college. Rutkowski's 1-2. Fastball once again down and in.
I think that's one of my favorite things about coming down and seeing these guys come from all the different schools. You have guys still wearing their gear from different schools, as you said. Beck with the gear from his from Tennessee with the gray and orange batting gloves, and then behind the plate with the purple catcher's gear.
Swing and a miss on the 2-2. The tag missed, but the throw down is in time, so Beck strikes out once again, 4th time already in 7 trips. 1 away to begin the top of the second.
I was going to say, it's a fast game.
Yeah, Beck chasing after that. Rutkowski with his second strikeout. So Carter Putz, designated hitter in this one, digs in out of Notre Dame. He's been off to a strong start. Already 8 hits in 24 at-bats over 6 games. First pitch, down and in.
Yeah, seeing him in the DH spot today, he's typically been over at first. So, I mean, I'm sure these guys plenty used to batting DH at times. Just interesting to see how he's going to battle with the rhythm of being in the dugout as opposed to on the field.
Rutkowski comes back with a fastball. Count even 1-1. Putz did have a 5-game hit streak to start his time here on the Cape. That was broken last game, but he did reach via walk, so that's reaching base in 6 consecutive games as he waves at a fastball on the outside part of the plate, 1-2. Just a guy who knows how to get on base however you can, and it's really not shown any rust since arriving here in Harwich. Rutkowski from the windup, the 1-2. Fastball roped on the ground, foul outside of third.
I mean, Rutkowski is just getting everything he wants right now. He's locating it well. His velocity's good. Guys are chasing after balls that, you know, either blow right by him or end up missing. I mean, it's a good start so far for Harrison Rutkowski.
Rutkowski asking for a new baseball, trying to get some grip. Still no base runners for either team so far. The 1-2 fastball misses up and away. Cade Beloso is drawn back in the lineup, waits in the on-deck circle. Rutkowski from the windup, the 2-2. Fastball hit on the ground towards first, scooped up cleanly by Thompson, and he tags first for the out. 2 down. 5 straight retired to begin the game for Harrison Rutkowski.
I mean, yeah, he's been looking good. He's been looking efficient and relying on his defense a bit to help him get some outs, and that's what you got to do. You know, do your work on the mound, get your strikeouts, but trust your guys. If you're going to leave a ball over the plate that may be hit, you know, trust you put it in a good enough spot to have it be left on the ground, and that's exactly what he's done so far. Really good start.
So here's Cade Beloso. First pitch, breaking ball, waved at and missed. That one fell right off the table below the knees.
Yeah, that thing just left the plate. Wow.
Beloso, 5 for 15 so far. Sorry, 8 for 29 so far on the Cape as he takes a cut and fouls that one straight back. 8 for 29, just one extra base hit, a double. So still trying to get some of that power going, and he's also still looking for his first RBI of the season. But he bats with the bases empty and 2 down here in the second. Rutkowski's 0-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. As Harrison Rutkowski has retired each of the first 6 Mariners he has faced, including 3 strikeouts. We head to the home half of the second. Harwich nothing, Brewster nothing. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Home half of inning number 2 from Stony Brook Field as the Mariners on the road to take on the Brewster Whitecaps. Not too far of a road trip though, Tim, as Harwich, the town over from Brewster, the way it's set up. Harwich is to the west and Brewster is kind of to the northwest with Chatham to the south of Brewster. So a real rivalry that's been building over the years between the Whitecaps and the Mariners.
Yeah, I mean, you have just like a 10-minute drive between White House Field and Stony Brook Field, so anytime you have that short of a commute between fields, you're going to get a lot of fans of opposing teams in the building, and I think I have seen a couple Mariners fans bouncing around this afternoon, and that's going to get players on both sides excited when they hear big cheers erupting whenever a good play is made on either side.
Middle of the lineup due up for Brewster. It's Oklahoma State's Jake Thompson, the first baseman, digs in for the Whitecaps. Lefty on lefty. Timmy Manning's first pitch of the inning is a high breaking ball that just stays up a little too much. Thompson, 250 on the season thus far. No homers, 3 RBIs. 1-0 is a fastball off the plate. Manning from the windup, and the 2-0. Fastball foul tipped straight back. Held onto by the catcher, Levens. Quickly working is Manning, breaking ball. In the dirt, swung on and missed.
Yeah, nice pitch. Good breaking ball from Manning. He's got it going.
These two teams will actually play each other again, same time, 1 week from today, as the 2-2 is a breaking ball that comes in and hits Thompson. So there is the first base runner of the game, a painful one, as Jake Thompson trots down to first base, and Brewster has their leadoff man on to begin their half of the second.
Yeah, I mean, best start for either team so far in this short-lived game so far. As you mentioned, first base runner, so Brewster, I mean, they're going to need some more opportunity from guys across this team. I mean, as a team, Brewster has not been hitting the best. They've had about 2 guys who have been big for them this year.
First pitch fastball from Manning to Sean Goosenberg, misses inside.
And I mean, you talk about the last game they played against Orleans, that 19-6 defeat. You know, just 2 guys as that pitch swung on and missed for 1-1 count now. You had just 2 guys in Neto and Colin Davis who had the 4 hits combined for Brewster yesterday. So you need more contribution up and down this lineup to compete in a league like the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Yeah, that was not one of their better games with Orleans dropping 19 on them. There's a ground ball to short. This could be 2. Hughes hesitates the throw, and it's dropped at second. Unable to hang on to it for the Mariners was Max Codier, And what could have been a double play results in no outs for Harwich. 2 on and nobody out for Brewster at the plate.
I mean, we don't have replay, and I didn't see exactly how quickly Codier got to the bag over at second, but I'm not exactly sure why Hughes hesitated on that one, as he really gave it kind of a stutter. It was almost as if he was in slow motion. He just kind of started his motion and then slowed down and then finished it off, and then by the time it reached the second baseman, Codier, it just dropped to the ground. Codier's rhythm perhaps thrown off by the changeup from his shortstop.
So the error will go to Codier, unable to hang on to it. It ended up being a good throw, but like you said, timing was just altered by Hughes kind of hesitating. First pitch is swung on and driven out to left field, but over to make the catch is Josh Hood for the Mariners. He does, fires it back in quickly, no advance. So an important out number one as both runners forced to stay. And now the Mariners can try to get another ground ball and get out of this inning unscathed.
Yeah, you want to try and pitch perhaps into a double play or record some kind of out to make it so that if Brewster wants to score, they have to get a base hit. Don't make it easy for Brewster early on to get ahead.
In steps Texas Tech's Dylan Carter, the left fielder. Will face the southpaw Manning, who comes set, looks over at second. Thompson takes his lead. The first pitch, fastball on the outside part of the plate, called for a strike. Dylan Carter still looking for his first hit in the CCBL. He's had 9 at-bats, has drawn 3 walks, but is 0 for 9 with 6 strikeouts. And he watches a breaking ball in for a called strike 2.
Yeah, nice start to this at-bat for Manning. Just locating things nicely on the plate. Not a whole lot Carter's seen that he likes.
A look at second by Manning. Glances back once more, the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Levins keeps it in front of him, no advance. Carter, a teammate of a couple of former Harwich Mariners, Max Marshak and Dylan Noisy down at Texas Tech. Noisy had himself some big games against the Whitecaps in 2019. Really got hot late in the season, sparking the Mariners' playoff push. Manning's 1-2. Breaking ball just below the knees.
And I know you were talking earlier about Harwich and Brewster battling for that final playoff spot, and then you have a team like Harwich that goes all the way, and I think that just kind of lends itself to the way the Cape League works. We've talked about it recently with a lot of guys coming in from, College World Series and leaving for Team USA.
2-2, lined into right field for a base hit. Played by Beck. The runner will come home. The throw dribbles into Levins, and the Brewster Whitecaps are on the board, in large part due to the first hit of the season for Dylan Carter, an RBI single, 1-0 Whitecaps.
Hey, coming through in a big spot in a big game. It's still early in the season, but points are going to be at a premium when you can still get them before you get a lot of guys who leave the Team USA in the draft. And so, well, by this point, a lot of Team USA guys gone, but the draft, I think, going to be a bigger hit this year. So really big to be able to pull ahead early in this one.
Jake Thompson, the one who came in to score. Sean Goosenberg now stands at third, and Carter is at first. Still 1 out, and Curtis Byrne at the plate. First pitch to the TCU Horned Frog. He shows bunt, pops it up into the netting, as over at third, Goosenberg took a pretty hard secondary league. Manning trying to get out of this inning. Who knows what would have happened if that double play ball had been completed. 0-1 misses down.
Yeah, this would be a lot better looking inning to get both guys out, because then you don't even have a guy on third. It's just a 2-out single right now. No, the inning would be over, actually.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Harwich in the bottom 2 in the league defensively, costing them early in this one. Fastball misses high, 2-1.
Yeah, that's been a big thorn in the side of this Harwich team, is their ability to not get in their own way when it comes to making plays.
Yeah, arguably this has been their biggest weakness, because the hitting has really picked it up and the pitching has been there all season long. The 2-1 breaking ball misses high. That puts the count at 3-1. Unforced errors. No pun intended. 9-hitter Cooper Weiss waits in the on-deck circle. Manning a look at first, and the 3-1 runner going. Fastball hit on the ground through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Goosenberg comes in easily. Over to third with a dive is Carter. RBI single for Curtis Byrne. And Brewster rolling here in the second inning. They lead it 2-0.
Yeah, hitting's contagious, and Brewster, now that they've gotten a chance to get some guys on, they're starting to string some hits together, and it's really just going in their favor here. You know, tough for Manning. He's trying to match up against a guy like Rakowski, who's having a really good start. So if you're Harwich, you want to try and stop the bleeding because you know runs might be coming at a premium on the offensive side of things today.
So in steps Weiss, looking to keep the rally going. Manning's first pitch to him, fastball up and away. Weiss out of Coastal Carolina, teammate of now former Harwich Mariner, Nick Lucky. Lucky, of course, having that solo home run against Chatham, his big highlight. There's a big swing by Weiss, and he fouls it off towards his team's bullpen down the left field line.
Yeah, transaction was made earlier today, I believe. Chris Newell coming in out of UVA, joining teammate Max Codier.
Newell not in the lineup today, but sure we'll see him sooner rather than later. Breaking ball 1-1 in the dirt. Levin stops it. Just the life of a Cape Leaguer sometimes.
And it's not easy for these coaching staffs to have to cut players. It's really not. Even though you're expecting to bring guys in and you know that's the nature of it, guys are going to have to be cut. It's not easy.
2-1 hit on the ground towards third. Wilkin comes up with it, looks towards home, but throws to first. Scooped at first base by Beloso for the out, but a run does come in the form of Dylan Carter. It's now 3-0 Brewster.
I mean, that's a good play by Wilkin to be able to pick that one out and throw it across the diamond. You know, typically routine, but with the kind of inning that Harwich is having, you need to be able to get that out.
So Byrne moves up to second. He's in scoring position with 2 away and 3 home in the inning. As the lineup card turns over, Nick Biddison, who lined out to left field, gets his second opportunity. Manning's first pitch to him, fastball, late swing, popped up foul into the netting.
Yeah, if you're Manning, you know, just control what you can control. 2 of those runs, I believe, will have been unearned, assuming that they factor in the double play possibility. So just try to stay focused here.
0-1 swung on and missed. Got him with the changeup low. Yeah, absolutely. That ball was hard hit enough where I would say a good 95% of the time that double play is turned, but ball ends up being dropped by Codier. You had the weird exchange as well from Hughes to factor in, and sure enough, 3 runs come in large part due to it. The 0-2 from Manning. Fastball misses down and in. Byrne takes his lead off second. Nobody holding him on with 2 away. The 1-2. Breaking ball just misses high, and that'll even things up 2-2.
That was a nice looking pitch, and I think Levins thought he had it behind the plate. Just dropped, might have been just a hair high. Not sure quite where it missed, but it was a good pitch there from Manning.
Comes back with the 2-2. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Mariners scheduled to come back to Brewster 2 more times later on in the season, as I mentioned, on July 11th, a week from today, 5 o'clock. Hopefully a little bit warmer. The 2-2. Breaking ball, weird spin on it, but Wilkin able to pick it up at third. The throw to Beloso is in time for out number 3. That ball just kind of spun back towards the field of play after going towards foul territory. Nonetheless, the inning is over, but not before the Whitecaps score 3 times in the home half of the second. We head to the third. Brewster 3, Harwich nothing. You're listening to the Mariners Radio Network.